Hi, everybody. Welcome to Quick Book Talks. This week's episode will focus on a few of my Lincoln Book Award favorites. Voting begins this Friday and will continue until March 15th. Stop by the LRC to vote or email me for the link to our school voting form. The first book that I have for you this week is Illuminae, and this is one of my favorite books on the list this year just because it's so unique and different. This looks like a giant book. So at first you're going to think, Mrs. Plao, this is gigantic. I can't do this. But as you look through the pages, it's all told in chats, documents, all kinds of different pictures. It almost reads in a way sometimes like a graphic novel because of the way that the author writes the text in circles and loops and all kinds of interesting ways. It is one of, I would say, the best science fiction contemporary books that I've read in a very long time. The next one on the list this week is Paper Girls. This is book one, so it's a series of graphic novels. And this is for my people who love something a little bit darker, a little bit spooky. If you loved Stranger Things on Netflix, you would love this graphic novel series. It almost reminds me of Stranger Things just from a girl's point of view, because the girls that are in this story are just like this tight-knit group, just like the boys in Stranger Things. And they find all these strange paranormal occurrences happening in their town, and they have to kind of overcome them and solve them. This all takes place in the 80s as well, just like Stranger Things. You kind of have that throwback feel to it, cassette tapes and things like that. The story has beautiful artwork, wonderful job for the artists, and it's just gorgeous. So if you're somebody who likes that kind of creepier sci-fi feel to something more of a paranormal feel, but you love a graphic novel, you would definitely like this series. The last book for this week is The Radium Girls. So this is definitely my favorite nonfiction on the list, the Lincoln list this year. It is the story of the women who were working on these like iridescent radioactive watch faces. And a lot of these factories were all over the country, but there was one actually in Ottawa, Illinois, which is not far from here. So you might be able to make a lot of connections as far as setting goes and places that they're talking about in Illinois. It really is a remarkable story about these women and the things they were doing in these factories, and then what they did to kind of change labor laws because of the symptoms that they started experiencing, and they spoke up about it. And then because of that, it kind of domino affected a whole bunch of change that affected not just their working conditions, but working conditions all over the United States. So definitely a great read, especially if you're somebody who loves nonfiction. As always, if you need any of these books or other recommendations, come see me in the LRC. Adventures in New Books are waiting.